traditional wedding. Gbogbo lólùfẹ́ rẹ̀ ń retí rẹ̀ èyí. Best of traditional wedding. Ẹ̀bùn lóríṣiríṣi ẹni kì í ṣèwé. Best of traditional wedding. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Best of traditional wedding. Ṣé ti gbọ́? Ètò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Best of traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Every Tuesday on Facebook. 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó ètò náà. Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Best of traditional wedding. Ṣé ti gbọ́? Come on. Ètò lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ traditional wedding ló lọ lọ́wọ́. Kí lorúkọ ètò náà? Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó bọ̀ ní lọ́gbọ̀n. Best of traditional wedding. Every Tuesday on Instagram. Every Tuesday on Facebook. 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Best of traditional wedding. Ètò ìgbéyàwó tó fún mi lóye. Best of traditional weddings. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí, ẹ̀yin tèmi nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi. Mo kára lé, mo kérò ọ̀nà, mo kọ́kùnrin, mo kóbìnrin, mo kọ́mọdé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo kí àgbàlagbà wípé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí. Lórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo wa mọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more with Bùnmi the Royals. Àwọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò yìí kó tó di pé aṣọ ohunkóhun ẹ ká júbà àkọ́dá ayé, ọba ṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run, ọba àná, ọba ìní, ọba títí ayérayé kọrin kése. Ẹlẹ́bùrú ìkẹ́, ọba tó jẹ́ kó ṣeéṣe fún èmi àti yín láti tún rí èní láyé, láàyè àti láyè rere. Àrùn fáyọ̀ bí ò bá ṣọpẹ́ o. Ògo ìyìn ọlá oníforúkọ Ọlọ́run ọba. Mo tún fẹ́ fàsìkò yìí náà dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ṣagbátẹrù ètò yìí, pàápàá jùlọ iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Dress and Laces, iléeṣẹ́ tó tún gbangba sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn níbi tó ti ń taṣọ ìyàwó tìyá ìyàwó tọmọ ìyàwó lẹ́fẹ́ ní tọkùnrin ní tóbìnrin ní aṣọ ìgbàlódé ní àbí tìṣẹ̀ǹbáyé gbogbo ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ní lórí iléeṣẹ́ wọn. Thank you so much Chorus Dress and Laces. Adúpẹ́dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Ready to Wear by Chorus Dress and Laces as well. That's another branch of their establishment. Please contact them on Facebook and on Instagram. Professor Lizelle Fabrics, all the way from Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much. I want to appreciate the amazing Celebration International Magazine. Sorry, magazine. Please contact Celebration International Magazine. They are there for you anytime, any day. Celebration International Magazine. For those of us on Instagram, in case you can't see us, it is because Instagram is asking us to, I don't know what's going on, but we will try our best to make sure that we get back on Instagram ASAP. I think there is something that Instagram is trying to do, initialize, whatever. Anyway, we are glad. Thank you so much, Celebration International Magazine. Thank you so much for your support and your encouragement at all times. Thank you so much. And also this evening, I want to appreciate the amazing, the fantastic and the fantabulous company that are supporting us as well. First Rate Global. State. One or two things. Please contact this company. They are very reliable. I can vouch for them. They are based in Shagamu, Ogun State. Contact them. That is the First Rate Global. Thank you so much for your support.
support. Gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n kí wa tí wọ́n gbóríyìn fún wa lórí Facebook ni o, lórí YouTube ni o. Thank you. My Instagram people, you can't see us because Instagram is saying they are trying to upgrade something. So we'll give them time to do that. Unfortunately, Instagram people are going to be joining us halfway. So please bear with me. I'm trying to see how I can get that fixed. I'm trying to get that sorted. Unfortunately, they don't tell you all these things until you get online. Unfortunately. Okay, hold on a second. I think it's coming up. Ejema Binu. Yeah, I think we are here now. Yay! Instagram. Hello Instagram. Thank you everybody. Hello Facebook, hello Instagram, hello everybody. Sorry, we've been live on the other platforms. We've been live on Facebook, we've been live on YouTube, but Instagram just came up. So I want to appreciate everybody on Instagram. Thank you for your custom. Thank you for being there at all times. Thank you for all that you do. And thank you, Alaja Sumba Alabi. It's making sense. Thank you so much. Somebody has already sent us a request to be in the show. Unfortunately, we can't accept it for now. Please give us a bit of time. We don't accept people to join the show until we've managed to introduce the topic. So without wasting much time, I'm going to go straight to introduce the topic. But before I do that, I told us something last week that I hope you people have not forgotten that you should follow a special page on YouTube. So I'm going to bring it back to us. Please help us to support this. It's on Instagram, it's on Facebook, it's also on YouTube, especially the YouTube version. Please don't forget, help us to follow this particular page. Okay, let me introduce the page to us again. I know I've introduced it before, but let me do it again so that we understand what I'm saying. I am part of this production and I will appreciate if everybody can join me. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, let me just bring that for us.
In-depth, concise and detailed knowledge of music and history láti gbogbo eléyìí pọ̀. Gbogbo mọ̀túà, gbogbo ọmọlẹ́mọ mẹ́tàlélọ́gbọ̀n. Ẹ̀kú àmójúbà, gbẹ̀dú tó ní message. Ẹ̀wà èdè tó lákàkì, tó ti ń bá tèbó sense making. Remo Parako medley 1 and 2. Remo Parako medley 1 and 2. Melodious indigenous Remo music compiled and presented by Bumi Oshiberu with the Royals, Fadekemi Adeyeye, Joyful Noise and Bose Ogunbiyi at the Mega Plus. Àwọn orin tó kọ́ni lọ́gbọ́n, educative and soul-lifting melodies. Orin tó sọ ìtàn àdáyébá, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àdúrà àti ìwúre. Bàbá ń bá rí ẹni àlùjọ tó kí pọ́pọ́ fún ìgbádùn tọmọdé tàgbà ní gbogbo bí ayẹyẹ. Ibà. Coming out on the 1st of April 2023 ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹrin ọdún 2023. Ọdún lẹ́gbọ́dẹ̀ kan sára fídíò rẹ̀ ó ti jáde lórí YouTube àti gbogbo gbàgede ayélujára. Remo Parako medley 1 and 2 eléyìí yàtọ̀ kọjá bẹ́ẹ̀.
Yes sir. Ire gbogbo pàdé wà lọ́nà. So how many of us have followed? How many of us has followed that page? Please, on Facebook it is Remo Parako. On Instagram it's Remo Parako. On YouTube especially is Remo Parako, and the audio is out. You can hear some of the audio. I'm going to play some of the audio during the course of this show just to give us a taster, and I'll be expecting us to please follow Ejoibawa, subscribe. That is something that I'm part of. All the Iyawo Remos, don't just use mouth to say Iyawo Remo. We want you to promote it on your page for us and then help us to let people be aware. I will be playing some of it, during the course of this show, but for the sake of this show, let us introduce today's topic. Eka Bosori to Yarabri Royayo. Hey, Eli, thank you. Dear Badmos, thank you so much. God bless you, everybody. Mommy Katia, yay! See people, in fact, for me, in fact, there are people. Miss Okiki, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, let's go to today's topic. It will be easier for us to understand today's topic after I play this particular small clip that is going to be just about 5 minutes. 5, should I say 5 10 minutes?
That you do in church, you wear white. There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of God. There shall be seasons refresh. All that waka you dey waka come front. that they have not paid your dowry, heaven didn't follow you. Heaven does not endorse any church marriage until the traditional rite has been completed.
How many of us heard that? Or should I play it one more time? Thank you so much. My namesake Olubumi Odusanya or Dofin. Thank you so much. She said, I like your gele. Thank you so much. Okay, how many of us heard that clip? It's a very short one, and it's going to be introducing the topic we are doing tonight for us. I'm going to do it one more time. Let me just play that one more time so we can have our conversation tonight about tonight's topic.
You in church, you wear white. There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of God. There shall be seasons refreshed. All that waka you confront, that they have not paid your dowry, heaven didn't follow you. Heaven does not endorse any church marriage until the traditional rite has been completed.
Look at that. Did we hear that? Thank you, Ma. Bukenko Unstoppable. Thank you. Mommy Katiali. Thank you. So many people. Mommy said she totally agreed. Mommy Katiali, she said she totally agreed. But now let's talk about this. We're talking about the traditional, the church or mosque, or as Nikai as they may call it, and the court wedding. The question tonight is, which is most important and most recognized? And when I say most important and most recognized, I mean in the face of the law and also in our society or as a people. I want us to really talk about this. It's so important. So thank you so much for those that just joined us. Auntie Eniola Alaga, hey, thank you so much. Sister Laye, thank you so much. Now let's talk about this. Traditional church or Nikai, church wedding or Nikai, then the court wedding. Which is most important and most recognized? Let's talk about that first before we go into the rest of. Let me see. Olubumi Odusanya. I think this person is trying to send me a request to be in the show. I've accepted. Hope she's able to join. Please remember that you can call us on +44 7828 500 938 +44 7828 500 938 on WhatsApp wherever you are. Or you can please send me a request to be in the show. Some people don't like being in the show because they don't want us to see their face. You know, you can face your camera anyway. We don't have to see your face. If you want to send a request, you can also just put it on your profile picture. So please, this thing is so important. For those of us that are just joining, I played a clip earlier where this man of God was saying that if you come to church to come and do white wedding and your bride price or dowry, so to speak, have not been paid, it's a waste of time. How true is this message? Mommy has mentioned something here. Mommy Kathy, she said it is the 100% truth. You know, when I sent that thing out, people were messaging me, people were inboxing me, they're saying, somebody said, you know, there's nothing like that. It could make sense. We are on the pastor, she must pay church wedding or valid. See about tradition. I want me to say, without traditional, there is no, the church wedding doesn't make any sense. So let us answer the question first. Is church wedding really, I mean, what's the word? Can the church wedding be valid without traditional wedding? If I decide to do just church wedding, I'm not doing traditional, I'm not doing anything about tradition. If I just decide to do church wedding, or I decide to just go to court, have I done a proper marriage? Now, let us respond. African generally, if you have not done the traditional wedding and you decided to do the church wedding or the Nikai, or you decide to go for the registry, so to speak, the court wedding, have you done proper marriage? Is that what marriage is all about? Even biblically, let's talk about it. I don't like when people are quiet on me. Please don't be quiet on me. It's only me here in the studio. I don't have anybody to converse with. I don't have a guest today. So it would be nice for us to say what we think. I know people have to think and ponder on it. Mommy said it doesn't, as far as she's concerned, she agreed with that statement. Now, Baba says both are very necessary and important. Traditional marriage is complete when the bride price have been paid. Church wedding follows for blessings from anointed men and women of God. Okay, I would like to hear more from that, from people. Which is more important? Can I do one and not do the other one? For example, if I get married in the church and I don't do traditional marriage, am I properly married? Have I done proper wedding? Thank you, ma'am. Bukenko Unstoppable. She said, family must be honored first before church wedding. And when we say family must be honored first, what do we mean by that? Let's talk, please. Let us. This is a very because nowadays people don't seem to understand a lot of things. And Mommy Royayo, she said, once bride price is paid, marriage is established. So why do you say that, ma? She said, when once bride price is paid, marriage is established. For instance, it's not as if I get you right, ma'am, Ironyayo. I think if I get you right, I don't want to assume that I got you right. If I get you right, is what you're saying is the ceremony is not really the main thing. The main thing is number one, get the bride price paid or dowry. Is that what we are saying? Because sometimes we even forget the main thing. We focus on the ceremony. So let's talk about this, ma. Iyawo Baba, she said, having traditional marriage is for families to meet and know each other. Are we trying to say just for family to know each other? What if I do traditional marriage and I don't go to church, or I don't do nikai? Am I married? Let us first of all answer that. If I do traditional marriage and I don't go to church, for the maybe for some reason I didn't get to go to church, but I've done a traditional ceremony, my parents, they've given consent, my groom has paid or my husband has paid the bride price, the family have come to me, and I didn't get to go to church, I didn't get to do the nikai. Am I married? Let's take it one after the other. I want to hear from you, sirs and mas, Ejo. Here, as I always say every week, I come here to learn every day. So, ladies and gentlemen, if I get married in the traditional way and I didn't get to go to church, or I did not get to go to to do the nikai, so to speak, or to the religious, whatever religion, am I married? Am I married in the face of the law? Mommy Ayodele, she said they are all important. However, for legal purposes, registry is most recognized. So does that mean if I get married in the traditional way and I present that as I present evidence, so they will not consider me as married? This is serious. Oh, wow! Mommy said this is chocolate when there is more. But now, let me read what Yahu Baba said. It is acceptable because men and women of God are involved to give blessings during traditional marriage as well. Okay, thank you, ma. So, if I invite pastor to my traditional marriage to come and give blessings, it's okay. It's acceptable. If I don't have the opportunity to go to church, I'm still. If I get you right, ma, Yahu Baba. If I didn't get the time to go to church, I've done my traditional ceremony, my parents have been there, my family there, my husband's family there, and I invite my pastor to come and give blessing. I want to believe, don't let me quote you wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, Yahu Baba. I want to believe what you're saying is still acceptable. Whether or not I have the time to wear the white dress, because I think the white wedding is what people are now focusing more on, so to speak. Let me read what mommy said. Mommy Kathy Ali, she said, I am for the traditional wedding, which is established, and the court is for certification side, which church is just blessing to fulfill righteousness. Thank you, ma. If we get that right, please, according to what mommy said here, I personally, I think I am on her side of the opinion. However, I am not relegating other people's opinion here. I think my own take is exactly what Mommy Ali has said. She said, I am for traditional wedding. That's me as well, which is established, and the court is for the certification side, while church is just blessing to fulfill righteousness. Thank you, mommy. Struggling to get in. Good evening, ma. Auntie Eniola, have you got in now? Please, what's going on? Let my people come in. Instagram, let my people come in. Now, I want to quickly also ask this. If somebody will do church wedding or nikai, we know we've asked the question first. If I do traditional without having time to go to church or without doing nikai, am I married? From most people here, they've told me that in the face, that is marriage. An answer has been given that even in some situation, you can just ask some men of God from your church or your mosque to come during your traditional wedding to give prayers. So let's ask the other way. If I go to church, white wedding, or I go to mosque for nikai, and I don't get to do the traditional, am I married? Let's talk about that as well. Mommy Katali said it is acceptable. Mommy Katali said it's acceptable to invite pastor to give blessings at traditional weddings. Thank you, ma. Church is the blessing. Okay, ma'am. Somebody said, Laila, don't miss. You have not missed too much, ma. Let me read what Irianyo said. Irianyo said, once the bride price is paid, it is an acceptance that the bride has been fully released to the groom and his family. Thank you, ma. Mommy Ayus, she said, church wedding is just for blessings. In fact, I want to appreciate everybody. Now, I want to play a clip again for us to hear. It's not the first one I played, it's a different one. You're not married without bride's rights. Okay. Mommy said no. I think the answer to that question that I asked earlier, for example, if I don't do traditional, no meeting. Now, let's remember that when we are talking about the traditional wedding, we're not talking about until we get a big hall and there shall be girls, there shall be men, there is music, there is plenty food. Traditional wedding could be just as small as just both parents and few family members, It is as much as you can afford, as long as the ceremony is performed and the consent is given by both families. That's what traditional wedding is all about. Traditional wedding is not all about until there's plenty people. And until there is that's not what we are saying. Iroya said, court marriage is for certification, church marriage is for blessings. Okay. And I believe that from what we've been talking about today, I believe that even without going to church or nikai, the blessing can also be given by men of God during the traditional wedding. Meanwhile, it is not possible, please correct me if I'm wrong, it is not possible for parents to come and do traditional wedding during white wedding. They can pronounce blessings on the couple during traditional wedding, which is why it is very important, if I get everybody right. Remember that I don't come here to give verdicts. I don't come here to come and say this is how it should be done. But I come here to learn and also to give my little opinion. From what I'm getting from everybody this evening, it looks like what we are saying is traditional marriage could be done. If you don't have time to go to church, your pastors could come to the ceremony to give their blessing during the traditional wedding, and you're still married. And for the courts, obviously it's for certification. And I think at one point, I don't know how many of us can remember, I brought a lawyer here, somebody who is a legal practitioner, to come and talk to us about whether or not our traditional marriage could be accepted as the real marriage in the face of the law. And I remember, I think I will look for that episode again. I remember that man came here to explain a lot of things that we don't even know, about our traditional marriage. Because somebody said in the face of the law, if you're married traditionally, you don't have the marriage certificate, it is not acceptable. I don't know about that, because the man came here the other time to explain that there is customary law as well, that if you marry under the customary law, you are married, which is the traditional way to marry. Let me read comments. Mommy Kathy Ali said, we really need to establish the importance of traditional wedding for people, as most are losing focus and concentrating on the party aspect and not the importance. Thank you, ma. I said to somebody at some point, I said, if I invite you for my children's wedding, traditional wedding, and you come after the alaga has finished, you have not come to celebrate with me. You have just come to eat and drink. You have just come to do jamboree. You need to be around. And whenever we are doing this traditional wedding, we the alagas, whenever we are doing whatever we are doing, the stuff we are doing in the front, people will stay away. They only leave. They will stay away. They will be talking away. They won't concentrate, which we not do in church. So we need to understand the importance of our traditional wedding and to also pay attention to it. And it's not just about the party. They will say, alaga, spend 30 minutes. They said the wedding is between 6 and 12, which is 6 hours, they will tell alaga to spend 30 minutes so that they can do the rest of the ceremony with party. I'm not an alaga that wastes time. I don't believe in time wasting, but I don't think 30 minutes or 1 hour is good enough to perform the whole ceremony. Back in the days, in some part of Yoruba land, and some Igbos as well, even Hausas up to today, they spend like 7 days celebrating the traditional marriage. So thank you, mommy, for that very important point. Please do not let us relegate our traditional marriage. White wedding is not for us. It has been said clearly, it is white. It is for the white people. It is something that we imbibe. It's a culture that we borrowed. Some people will be saying, it is my traditional wedding today. The main wedding is tomorrow. I'm always correcting people. Excuse me? Which one is the non-main wedding? Your traditional wedding is also a main wedding. May the Lord help us. So, hey. Okay, let me read what Bukilisha said. She said, to me, a traditional wedding is the real parental blessing. But the church wedding is a borrowed culture. Thank you, ma. Back in the days, it is only the traditional wedding that is done, and marriages are sacred. Now, I like the word back in the days. Remember that there used to be a time where there are no Islam and there are no Christianity in Africa, and then people still got married. We need to bear that in mind. So this religion have come. We should not use them as an excuse to shock our own very important part of our marriage, traditional wedding, in the bin. Thank you, Unique Kalagayawo, for joining us. Thank you, my beautiful sister Kemosik, for joining us. Mommy Kathy Alex says, one will be surprised that even after all these ceremonies, the bride or groom don't even know the families because they don't concentrate on the activities. God bless you, ma. They don't concentrate on the activities, Loto. You've been to places that we have to be calling the groom, wait, pay attention. Mommy and your little goose can bear me witness. When we went to do last, they were so keen about the drink, they were not paying attention. Everything we're telling the husband to dobale, he was just going on and on about, oh, I'm already they drink and all of that. It's not supposed to be like that. We wouldn't do that in church. No matter how much you may be in a hurry, when we are in church, you pay attention until the ceremony is finished. That's when you remember whether I'm already going to drink or going to drink. Thank you. Iroyayo, she said, the rates, let me read what she said. She said, the rate at which people drag traditional weddings as important is alarming. Though some organizers, alagas, are cost not all. Yeah, that's true. Please let us, we that are alagas on this show, let us bear in mind that time wasting is not what it means. You won't go for a church wedding for 4 hours now. So why do traditional wedding for 4 hours? You know, because nowadays we need to keep to time. We understand that back in the day they used to spend like 7 days to do it, but you give the good evening, ma. Mommy Eniola Alaga says, wedding is white wedding is a church wedding is a borrowed culture. Church and Nika wedding is a borrowed culture. Olajulode tí a wá gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ẹ ṣeun. I'm going to, in fact, Buke, unstoppable. Ẹ ti wà nínú spirit mi o. Báwo lẹ ṣe mọ̀, you know my favorite song that I always play on this platform. Yeah, you know that song, and I was gonna play it anyway. Okay, let's dance a little bit.
Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Civilization ló jágbá gbogbo padà yẹn. Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Ọ̀làjúdé làwọn àgbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Civilization ló jágbá gbogbo padà yẹn. Ìdílé dáná máa ń pè kàn ó ní ìbálọ́mọ ló túmọ̀ sí kàn bá bímọ tuntun ló máa jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ àlè sọ́mọ wọn kan. Wọ́n á bòmí sórí ìkòmí bá ti ń kọ́. Wọ́n á gbóhùn sí ìyẹn máa kọ́. Wọ́n ní kí àsáré wọlé jáde lẹ́ẹ̀mejì. Ó jọ̀bọ̀ bọ̀ bó bá ti yẹ.
My favorite part. Gbogbo wa dáyé bá. Ọ̀làjúdé
ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa.
Yes, so the youth should be enlightened. Oh yeah.
Nínú ọjà ìdílé wọn tún máa ń ṣe kan fáyà tuntun. Ìyàwó sì kí kọ́ bá mú dèjì.
Oh yeah, we can go unstoppable. You need to dance because the ilé kí ló ti o ní kó fẹ́ play.
Wọ́n á yóò mi tán mú ìgbà ní látòrí lọ. Títí lọ dẹ́sẹ̀ ìyàwó láì kọ́ṣọ. Wọ́n nítorí kó má bà níṣòro nílé ọkọ.
Oh yeah, show some love and share the show.
Ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. ọ̀làjúdé làwa gbàgbé àṣà ìdílé wa. Civilization ló já gbàgbé gbogbo àdáyébá.
Oh yeah, Ìjọba, show some love. Oh yeah, yeah, send love. Hey,
More music at fujininja.com. Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Òyìnbó ló ṣe wédiwé ọ̀làjú. Òyìnbó ló ṣe wédiwé. Òyìnbó ló ṣe wédiwé ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé. Tipẹ́tipẹ́ ọ̀làjú.
Ó tó wá ní mọ́rí ìgbìsà.
Àti ẹni ọlá.
Ìdáyé tipẹ́tipẹ́.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Ó tó di ìpọ́n wá gùn mọ́. Ìdáyé tipẹ́tipẹ́.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Ó tó di ìpọ́n káwọn kú bàdé o.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Ìdáyé tipẹ́tipẹ́.
Wọ́n lọ Yọ̀délé ti wà lónìí orí Facebook, wọ́n ti sápadà wá sórí Instagram.
Ìdáyé tipẹ́tipẹ́.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Ó tó di ìpọ́n wá kàdé o.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Ṣáná bí ṣáná gbà kan.
Tèmi bá pé
Máa
ètò.
lo ṣáná òyìnbó.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Olùlà fi ń lu ṣọ́ngbà kan. Àlólù náà fi ń lu ṣọ́ngbà kan. Ká tó máa lo pressing iron.
Ó yá ẹgbẹ́ owó
Ká
ọjọ́
tó máa
gẹ́gẹ́.
lo pressing iron.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Òkùnṣọ́ náà fi ń kó nọ́ngbà kan. Ká tó máa lè po òyìnbó ń sẹ̀yìn.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Ọ̀gùdù náà fi ń ṣe bẹ́ngbà kan.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Ká tó máa lo kúkí bọ́ọ̀dù.
Ó ga jù àkọ́bí tí.
Ká tó máa lo kúkí bọ́ọ̀dù.
Ọmọ mi, you're too much.
Òṣùpá náà fi ń kájọ ń gbà kan. Ó tó di pọ́npé kàlẹ́ndà
Òyìnbó fàṣà wọn ṣeré o.
Òṣùpá náà fi ń kájọ ń gbà kan. Ó tó di pọ́npé kàlẹ́ndà dé.
Ọ̀làjú ṣàlàyé.
Òrùn náà fi ń ká wákàtí o.
Òrùn náà fi ń ká wákàtí o. I love this song. I can play it for the rest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your support, for your encouragement, for being on this show at all times. Òun la ti ń sọ yẹ́ ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa. Bóyá ẹ̀ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa lórí ètò yìí ni màá kí yín káàbọ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé káàbọ̀ sórí ètò wa, ètò yín, ètò kan náà tí gbogbo àmọ̀ sí ètò ìgbéyàwó. Let's talk traditional weddings and more. Lénìí kí là ń gbé sọ, à ń sọ nípa pé èwo ló ṣe kókó jù, èwo ló yẹ ká mọ̀ jù lójú òfin ni àbí ní àwùjọ wa. Ṣé ìgbéyàwó tiwantiwa ni tá à ń pè ní ìgbéyàwó ìbílẹ̀, àbí ìgbéyàwó ti ẹlẹ́sìn dé tá à ń pè ní church wedding or nikai, àbí ìgbéyàwó tí wọ́n ń pè ní court wedding. Àwọn àgbàlagbà ti bá wa dá sétò yìí lóríṣiríṣi lénìí, pàápàá jùlọ àwọn màmá wa Kati Ali, wọ́n tẹ̀ ti sọ oríṣiríṣi. Arábìnrin ìròyìn ayọ̀ wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀, Bukenko Unstoppable, ìyàwó bàbá oníkálukú ti sọ oríṣiríṣi pé kò yẹ ká fi ọwọ́ rọ́ àṣà wa sí ẹ̀yìn. Wọ́n ní wọ́n fi kọrin pé ọ̀làjú là ń ṣe, ọ̀làjú là ń ṣe o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ̀dẹ̀ Yorùbá pòwe, ó lọ́mọkọ́mọ tó bá fi ọwọ́ òsì júwe lé bàbá ẹ̀ ọmọ àlè ni. Ẹni tó bá sọ lẹ́nu ó sọ àpò ìyàkọ́. Ẹ̀sìn tí a gbà kò sí nǹkan tó wrong ní. I'm a Christian, I'm a born again father, I'm an ordained minister, and I don't doubt it. Ní tradition wa ó ṣe kókó gan. Yorùbá tradition is very important. The Igbo tradition is very important. Now, let me read what Iroyayo says here. She just sent a post. She said, no Igbo traditional wedding can be done the way Yorubas do their weddings these days. They take their traditional weddings in high esteem. Wọ́n ní àfisùrù ọ̀tọ̀ ni. Wọ́n bá fẹ́ Igbo wàá rore ni kò tẹ̀ tó lọ fẹ́ wọn lọ́mọ, because they are very, very strict with their traditional wedding. In fact, hardly will you see Igbo doing their traditional weddings over anywhere else. Most of them still travel home. They still travel home to go and do that. That's how much they hold their traditional wedding in high esteem. Kí ló wá dé táwọn fẹ́ fi ọwọ́ sí júwe lé bàbá wa. Traditional wedding is very important. We ask two questions. The first question is it possible to do traditional wedding without going to church and still be married? Yes. A lot of people have said yes, because you can invite your pastor to your traditional wedding to come and pray for you. If you have time to go to church, fine. If you don't have time to do church wedding, fine. You can do Thanksgiving or something much later. But it's not possible for you to do church wedding and not do traditional. Wọn ti sanwó orí obìnrin, wọn kẹ́rù ìyàwó wá. Yorùbá bọ̀ wọ́n ní wọ́n fẹ́ ní ṣùlọ́kà. Ǹjẹ́ wọ́n fẹ́ ìyàwó yẹn ní ṣùlọ́kà kó tó di pé àwa lọ sílé? No, don't look at me as if I am underestimating the church wedding. No, but it is not our thing. Ayani, ẹ kí n tún gbọ́ fọ́nrán kan, ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún play fọ́nrán kan tí èèyàn kan sẹ́ni sí wa. That's a little bit, it's about 2 or 3 minutes, but it's something that touched my heart. And since it was sent to me, I kept it. I kept it because it's so important. After Timo sent the message to Sita, yeah, they travel to their village and for their wine carrying. Thank you, man. Lẹ́yìn Timo send the message to Sita nípa nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe lálẹ́, òun ni ẹnìkan send kìíní sí mi, and I really love it, you know. Somebody said, I know. Let's listen to it.
English in my parents' church, and I against dowry and having traditional weddings. They say it's against.
Please, I want us to
English
listen.
in my parents' church, and I against dowry and having traditional weddings. They say it's against God's ways.
Can you hear, please? I want to know whether we can hear. Can we hear? Kima, come and play. Please, let me hear yes, because that thing is really touch heart to me. Can we hear, please? Alagan event planners, it is well with us. Okay, please, I want to know if we can hear this thing. Please say yes, yeah, because I really want us to listen to it. It's so important. To me, it's something that we should all listen to.
They teach in English in my parents' church, and I against dowry and having traditional weddings. They say it's against God's ways. No surprises at all from me, honey. You know, I have been saying it. You cannot be a Christian and be 100% African.
They said I should
teach in English in my parents' church, and I against dowry and having traditional weddings. They say it's against God's ways. No surprises at all from me, honey. You know, I have been saying it. You cannot be a Christian and be 100%
respond to it
African.
if you can hear it.
It's impossible. Why? Because Christianity demonizes everything African. I know some people are going to come into this comment section talking about, oh, don't generalize, all Christians are not like that, all the different sects of Christianity are not like that because they don't do this in their church or in their sect of Christianity, meaning it somehow doesn't fly. But no, the demonization of our Africanness exists in all the sects. You see, Christianity holds you to a European standard. You have to be as European as possible for you to be an authentic Christian. You see, that's why when I went to be baptized as a child, I had to be given an English name to be baptized. Because somehow Ivie just wasn't good enough of a name to be baptized with. I had to pick a European name. A European name that now, thinking back, cannot even hold a candle up to Ivie. Christianity holds you up to a Europeanized standard. No surprises there because the religion was put together by Europeans. So in order for you to be a good Christian, you have to be as Europeanized as possible. But unfortunately for Africans, they cannot really fully be Europeans, right? So, you know, they have to settle for Negropeans. That's why you would see an African that has already done traditional wedding. They are married in the eyes of their ancestors. They are married according to the laws of their land. But to that African, they are not married yet because they've not done white wedding. But what I find most sadly ironic in all of this is that Africans are so willing and ready to shit on their ways, culture, tradition, throw the whole thing away even, because Christianity made them believe that those ways, cultures, tradition are demonic. But these same Africans are not aware that their newfound culture that they've drafted out of Christianity is actually European culture. They believe when they do white wedding, they are marrying in the presence of God. No, you're actually doing European wedding. All those Christian celebrations, Christmas, Easter, that you cannot even find instructions to do that in the Bible. Where do you think they came from? They believe it's culturally Christian. No, you are celebrating European festivities that they intertwined with their religion. For the sake of argument, if we have to go by the Bible, where is Christmas in there? Where is Easter? And the mind-blowing part is that these African Christians practice these festivities and they don't think it's demonic. They've not even taken the time to go look at the history of all of those festivities. But yeah, of course, everything African is demonic. I just sweat. I won't go back.
That person is very funny. Did we listen to that? Well, I'm not going to go deep into the part of where he was mentioning Easter and all of that. That's not the main reason why we are here tonight. But two things that this person said is, she said something about the fact that in Africa we believe that if we have done traditional marriage and we have not gone to church or mosque, that we believe that we have not been married. You say you are not married in the face of the law. And I've seen that happen before. In fact, back in the days, I don't know if it is still happening nowadays, if you're married traditionally, you have not gone to church. If your traditional wedding is this month and your church wedding is 6 months time, you're not allowed to touch the bride. Let's talk about that as well. Is that right? Is that correct? Is that the way it should be? They said that if you get married traditionally, in fact, I've seen where I've said the couple should kiss when I was conducting a traditional marriage, and they scream, no, 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 they are Christians, they can't kiss yet, they can't kiss yet. Hey Joe, what is our take on this? That's one thing I want us to talk about. And the second one is, this lady said something about demonizing everything. Who is saying? Somebody said they're having serious network issue. Who is this? Oh, Sister Yemi Ogunjimi, please join us on Instagram. Instagram is clear. There's a lot of people on Instagram. So please, ladies and gentlemen, this person has said that, okay, they're demonizing our traditional wedding because they believe certain things we do. Demonizing is what we want us to talk about now. Now, they've even said that we cannot have cola nuts, bitter cola, praying with oil, praying with all those. They said it is un-Islamic, or they said it is against the Christian law. That's another thing that I want us to talk about tonight. Now, let's take it one after the other. Somebody says she's right. If some people don't wear gown, they believe they have not been wedded. Now, the first question here is, like that lady said, she said they believe that if you're not married in the church, if you have done traditional wedding and you're not married in church, you are not married. You know, I mean, how? You're not married in the face of the law, you're not married in the face of, excuse me? Like she said, you'll be married according to the law of the land. You'll be married according as far as your parents are concerned. Your parents have given their consent. They've done everything. But some of these things, parents also do. Parents will say, no, they can't kiss. So I've seen where a woman nearly ripped me into pieces. Why will you ask them to kiss? They're not married yet. After we finish traditional wedding. After tegbe shuwa, tegbe puwa, tegbe roro wa, tegbe yo wa, tegbe gbogbo ẹ̀ wa. Tọkọ ìyàwó ti dọ̀bálẹ̀, tí gbogbo ẹbí ẹ̀ ti dọ̀bálẹ̀, tó ti bẹ̀bẹ̀, tó ti ní àwa fẹ́ wa daddy o, we dey beg you, if you give us sweetie baby, we go marry you. They still say they are not married. Ladies and gentlemen, is this right? Let's talk about this. Arábìnrin Sumba Alabi, one in Islam, traditional wedding is very important. We have to go and ask the woman's hand in marriage and get the approval and blessing from the bride's family. It is most important than the real so-called marriage. Thank you so much, ma. So in Islam as well, they support and believe in traditional wedding. Now, I have been with my husband for 29 years. We only married in a traditional way, and we are still happily married. God bless you, ma. I didn't go to church for church wedding. I did registry, and I did traditional marriage. And after 10 years is when we eventually wear gown. Imagine. When we did our 10th anniversary, that's when we now wear gown and went to church. You know, and to the glory of God, by Saturday will be 20 years I've been married. So God Almighty help us. Volume is gone. Oh, we can't hear you. Please. Hello, can you hear me, everybody? This network, you must hear the word of the Lord. Yes, so it happened to me too. I said the couple should kiss the minister, and the ministers around were shouting. I told them they are doing 419 in the sight of God. Yes, thank you, Akobi Tushi. She said they can hear me. Akobi Tushi, when you marry traditionally, you are married. We give you away. So tell your husband to be, even if they are pastors. Mommy, thank you, ma. Thank you, Mommy. I really goes. Thank you. Bookilicious is from you. Everybody said they can hear. Bookilicious is from you. You need to probably check your volume or turn it off and on again. People said they can hear. She's still saying volume. Yeah, Edo. Let me this call. Yes, so according to let me hear this from this person. Hello, Ekrole.
Hello, Ekrole.
Yes, my
Ekrole. Orúkọ mi ni Ìrètí Ọlá Ìyábọ̀dé láti Nàìjíríà.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí.
Ó ga bó ti ẹ̀jẹ̀ ti gèlè yìí.
Ó ga jù.
Ó tó kéèyàn fọmọ fọkọ̀.
Ó mà ga o. Ẹ ṣeun.
Àpò ètò.
Ẹ ṣeun, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò yìí.
I quickly want to mo fẹ́ sáré dá sí ètò yẹn. Ṣẹ́rí traditional wedding. Torí pé àwa àgbàgẹ̀ nílẹ̀, àwa tá a jẹ́ Yorùbá àgbàgẹ̀ nílẹ̀, òun ló ṣe máa ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá kó alága 10 sílẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti ṣe ìgbéyàwó fún Ìgbò rí, ẹ máa rí wípé at the end of the day tó wáyé fún àwọn ọmọ yẹn ti ẹ̀fẹ́ alága Yorùbá tó fẹ́ kó wá bá wọn ṣe kínní, àwọn alága yẹn ò rí ìkọ̀kan ṣe because tradition wọn yẹn gọgọgọgọ àwọn parents wọn máa mú ẹsẹ̀ sílẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tá bá ti wo Yorùbá land a máa rí pé àwọn parents gọgọ náà ti máa sọ àárọ̀ wọ́n fẹ́ kálá àfa wa ṣiṣẹ́ tó bá di kinní kan kí alága ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wàá gba iṣẹ́ láti ṣe ìgbà yẹn wọ́n máa lé màmá àti bàbá káàkiri pé kí wọ́n ṣe kinní. Let's put that one aside. Ní ìbá ọmọ kékeré tèmi náà jẹ́ and I'm also Christian. You have seen so many things that happen at the church in the past even now. Wọ́n ti ń gbà yẹn ìgbébùn ní church tiwa ní ìjọ táwa ń lọ. Àwọn brothers tó yẹ pé tí wọ́n ṣe traditional wedding tí àwọn èèyàn ń wò ní wíwò wípé àwọn eléyìí wọn wá síwájú Ọlọ́run láti wá ṣe kíkọ́ that marriage stand well my sister. Àdúrà tí wọ́n máa ń gbà ní gbọ́dọ̀ má jẹ́ kí n gbọ́ lórí burúkú wa mọ́tò má jẹ́ ìfàwérè lọ́rùn.
Àmín Jésù, àmín.
So àwọn kan lè wà tó yẹ pé no elaborate ni wọ́n ṣe ìgbéyàwó ṣe dúró. Àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé they just want to mindset tó máa ń tẹ̀lé àwọn kìíní yìí náà gbà mí ó máa ń jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn nǹkan kan work àwọn míì ò dẹ̀ ní work.
Ẹ ṣe gan ni.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ tá bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa traditional wedding once tó bá ti ṣe traditional wedding wọ́n ti gbépo wọ́n ti gbata wọ́n ti gba oríṣiríṣi nǹkan you are married.
Ẹ ṣeun.
Èmi lọ sí registry mo dẹ̀ ṣe traditional wedding àdèkẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wa lọ fún marriage blessing in the church.
Ẹ ṣeun.
So àwọn kan tó bá ti wọ gbogbo nǹkan tó fẹ́ wọ̀ tó bá ti ṣe gbogbo nǹkan lójú wọn then if that is the case the way you wanted it done that way. They should do it the proper way. Let the tradition be tradition. Let the court wedding be court wedding. Let the
church wedding onikai. Church onikai.
The court wedding be court wedding. Let the church wedding be church wedding.
Ṣé
kókó wá rọ gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀ tó ìyẹn gángan pẹ́ẹ́pà ó pẹ̀lú kan tí jẹ́ kí gbogbo ẹ̀ máa rọ. Irú èmi sì máa ń sọ ni màá ní ìgbéyàwó 3 ni mo ṣe. Màá ní mo ṣe court. Màá ní mo ṣe traditional. Màá ní mo tún ṣe church blessing. Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ìgbéyàwó kọ́nà ràn wá lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run adé ràn ìgbéyàwó lọ́wọ́ ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan kan ṣe ni mo sì fẹ́ dúró lé ká má ta àṣà wa lọ́pọ̀.
Ẹ ṣeun.
Ká má ta àṣà wa lọ́pọ̀ ká má drag àṣà wa just anyhow ká fẹnu bàjẹ́ ká fi wà bàjẹ́ ká fi ṣe wa bàjẹ́ òun ni ò jẹ́ kí gbogbo kíní yẹn kó stand.
Ẹ ṣeun. Àmín. Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ ṣe gan ni ma. Thank you so much ma. Arábìnrin ìròyìn ayọ̀ láti Nàìjíríà. Ẹ ṣeun. God bless you. Kí là ń sọ nírọ̀lẹ́ ó náà ti sọ yìí ṣe rí i pé ó sábà pọ̀n sí apá àwa Yorùbá la máa ń fi àṣà wa la máa fi ń falẹ̀ lè fẹ́ ọmọ Ìgbò láyé kẹ má ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀tọ́ lórí ẹ̀. In fact on the traditional wedding they do everything that needs to be done. The fabulous God bless you wọ́n bèrè pé kí ni topic ẹ ṣeun mà mọ́mí Ayọ̀délé ti ń bá mi dá wọn lóhùn. Traditional wedding white wedding registry nikai which is the best which is most important. Is it okay for people to relegate our traditional wedding just because they believe that you should go to church? That's what we're talking about tonight. I could see mommy Elizabeth Odejayi. Thank you so much ma for joining us on this show. I feel so honored. Thank you Timmy, thank you Akobitush, thank you everybody. Please if I didn't mention your name please don't get offended. I'm trying to see as many people. Ala Galara, thank you so much. Now what are we talking about tonight? Do not let us relegate our traditional wedding because of the fellowship church. Don't get me wrong, church is okay, church is fine by whatever standard. but it doesn't mean it is, and everybody has said it tonight. Kò ṣe èmi ni mo sọ, gbogbo èèyàn tó wá sórí ètò ìlàlẹ̀ náà ti jẹ́ kó yé wa wípé if you don't have the opportunity to go to church for white wedding, but the bride price still has to be paid, your parents have to give their consent, they have to do the traditional marriage. And somebody has called in to say that sometimes people, they demonize our traditional wedding. Why are they demonizing it? I mean, when they say everything is demon, everything is demon. Nowadays, you can't pray with certain things as traditional weddings. So they say you should not pray with it. Some people say don't pray with the stuff that they brought. So I believe that if you don't want us to pray with those stuff, don't bring it at all. Why bring it and you say we cannot pray with it? And I don't think it is demonic to use some of this natural stuff that are brought. I don't know. What do we think about it when people say don't use some of these items to pray? It is demonic. What is our take on it? Is it really demonic to use orogbo, to use obi? Is it really demonic? Is there anything wrong in it? Does that mean I'm going to, make my children to be possessed? Like the lady that spoke earlier said, everything in Africa is being demonized. Why? And then also, our own people, they will come to traditional wedding, they will stay behind because they will say, no, until they bury. And they are coming later after the traditional wedding rite has finished. They are only coming to do party. Does that make sense? And also, our people that will say out of this, maybe they want to have an event from like 12 p.m. to 12 midnight. They will now tell us that the only time that we can have to do the traditional marriage is 30 minutes or 1 hour. Does that make sense? It only happens in Yoruba land, Igbo. In fact, I know a particular tribe, I can't remember their name. If anybody can remember, some of our guys will have experienced this, where everything you bring on the traditional wedding, mama, lẹ́yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan ó gbọ́dọ̀ pé tí ò bá pé wọ́n ní taboo ni, it has to be done. So but Yorùbá will say ẹ má worry, ẹ bá ti gbé iṣu méjì, tẹ́ ti gbé ata méjì, tẹ́ ti gbé òróró méjì wá. I understand that if the family cannot afford it, there's a way we can they will look at it. Even some parts of Yorubas, Congo or Ghana, even some parts of Yorubas, some people will do Delta, they will say you have to talk back, they will hold you on. Tiko back, they will hold you on. I've seen it so many times. In fact, in a situation where you cannot get the item, maybe for some reason they say àbúlá ti fẹ́ wà lọ́wọ́ báyìí, màmá kíníkan wọ́n á sọ fún wa pé ẹ fi owó equivalent iye tó bá yẹ kó jẹ́ ẹ fi sí. There are some tribes, I think Igbo in Nigeria, that if you have impregnated their child before the traditional wedding, wọn ò ní kí accept àwọn èèyàn wọlé, wọn ò ní gbà kí ọmọ wọn kàn tó láti máa bímọ fẹ́ nìyẹn. They will wait until kí ló dé tí kò jẹ́ kó wọlé. I've accepted it too. I've accepted it. Oh dear. Please send the request again. I accepted it, but I don't know why it's not coming through. You have to pay the equivalent. So Said, let's ask this question because I can see that time is fast spent. Now, whose fault is these things that we're talking about? Ta ló lẹ̀bi? Ṣé àwọn ọmọ tó ń ṣègbéyàwó ni àbí àwa òbí? Ta ló lẹ̀bi? Àwọn wo ló fà tó fi jẹ́ pé tradition wa kò jẹ́ nǹkankan? It's like why is our traditional marriage not carrying any weight in the face of people? In fact, it was me and Mommy Ayodele Ogun's that went to the one wedding recently. I won't lie to you. I was embarrassed. I felt sorry for the bride. I don't want to go into details. I felt sorry for the bride. The groom were so unruly. They can't be bothered. And they can't balẹ̀ down. All those things. You can never do that with Igbo people. Now, let me read what people are saying. Both children and parents are responsible. Okay. The Fabulous says, please, can you shed more light on that, please? Akobi Tuch says, if you marry an Edo lady and impregnate her before wedding, they won't collect her bride price until she gives birth. You see, in fact, there are some cultures that if one marry, if you have a woman and the woman start having children for you without you doing the traditional rites, come we can church wedding, come we can nikai, come we can talk about traditional rites. If God forbid to bring her back, they won't bury the woman until you pay all the bride price. Ejaminero Tobajero is in Nigeria, one of these tribes in Nigeria. Okay, I said whose fault? Iroyayo said 1, parent. 2, the bride. 3, the groom. Ejo, ever wa shed more light on it. Èmi believe pé nǹkan táwa àgbàlagbà wa òbí tá pass àwọn ọmọ wa. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Mommy Ayodele. It got to a point. Mommy Ayodele was like, the groom, they were so unruly. We were even asking the people that came to represent the groom. They are not even as old as the bride's parents. So we said they should dobale. They said they are not dobale. And one shifila. A job. Taloni fault here. We the Alagas were insisting that no, you can't come here and do that. Oh, they're down one for attitude. Our parents here, oh, they're in whose fault is that? It's so sad. That day, all of us laugh. Ilé ni a ti ń kó ẹ̀ṣọ́ ròde bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. Bukilisha says we parents are at fault because we should have enlightened our kids before they even get to the wedding age. Thank you. I don't know. It's something that makes my heart to be very, very heavy when we drag our own thing on the mud, especially if you are bride's parents. If you have a female child, teach them to value themselves. I have seen where a bride said to an alaga that I know, she said, Auntie, I'm not comfortable with you. You can, please, I will look for somebody else to do my trad. Why? Because this girl was telling the alaga that my husband's family, they cannot prostrate to, and my husband cannot prostrate. And the woman alaga was trying to say, no, they have to prostrate. It's part of our tradition. And she insisted that no, they cannot prostrate. The alaga was saying, no, they have to, during the meeting. Do you know what she said? She said, my husband's family said they are not comfortable with you, so we look for another alaga. That's how they scrapped that. They removed the woman and brought in another alaga. We, the alagas, we need to teach people that this is not how to work. This is not how it works. The fabulous says, parents, they don't value our tradition, number 1. Then 2, they don't see the use because we are in the Western world. But even in Nigeria, they do it. Some people do it. Party no fair share. Then 3, we waste unnecessary time and people are not encouraged. But you know that in Igbo land, they spend 3, 4, 5 days to celebrate traditional weddings. I understand that we should not waste too much time as alagas because bí ayé bá ṣe yí ká máa bá wọn yí. But tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n fẹ́ lọ fẹ́yàwó ní ilẹ̀ Igbo àbí láwọn ilẹ̀ ibẹ̀ yẹn tó bá ní kọ́ máa tàkìtì wọ́n máa tàkìtì. Hausa ọjọ́ méje náà fi ń ṣègbéyàwó. Ọjọ́ méje. I don't subscribe to wasting time, but I don't think 2-3 hours is too bad for a traditional wedding, so we should bear that in mind. But if they say they want it for 1 hour, I've done 1 hour before. Mommy Ayodele Ogun is here doing our son's wedding because they have to do everything on that day. We spent a short time and it was fabulous. Mommy said we all cause it all, especially Yorubas. We tend to copy English culture and relegate ours. Benny, it's very sad. No, Yahoo Babani was the woman pregnant already? No, she wasn't though. And even if she was, it wasn't obvious. Because before you bring families to public, you should have seen them and let them know your do's and don'ts. Well, maybe one be on washi ìgbéyàwó yẹn ni kò tẹ̀ yé mi. Maybe why tí mo ṣe accept àwọn èèyàn tó jẹ́ kán wọlé. It's not fair. Tí àwọn tí mo accept kò jẹ́ kán wọlé ṣá. I don't know why. Alaga Alara, I'm trying to come in. I'm going to accept you. It's not letting me. I don't know what's going on with Instagram this evening. Oh gosh. Kò jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn wọlé ṣá. Shy. Yay! Somebody came in finally. Good evening and welcome to the show. God bless you. God bless you. That's it though. Thank you so much for joining. God bless you. Yeah. Volume yẹn lọlẹ̀ o, ṣé mi nìkan ni? Ẹ bá wa yí volume sókè. Alagalara, hey, Alagalara, everybody. Welcome to the show, sis. Ẹ bá wa dá sétò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
wà lọ́wọ́ àwọn parents first. A lè blame àwọn couples, okay, the bride, the groom and all that. But our parents. Number one, the kind of training táwọn ọmọ yẹn ní.
Please, can you hear her? Please, I can barely hear you, sis. Can you increase your volume?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but it's just faint. I don't know if everybody can hear you.
Oh, maybe the volume. Let's increase it.
Yeah, èmi ń gbọ́ yín díẹ̀ but mi ò bí àwọn èèyàn ń gbọ́.
Kind of upbringing táwọn ọmọ yẹn ní láti.
Yeah.
Ọmọ tí ò bá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti lè. Ó máa difficult fún àwọn òbí ẹ̀ láti sọ pé kò bá ìlànà òfin. Èmi máa ń sọ pé for as much as marriage is for the couples, it's also for the parents. Ọjọ́ ẹ̀yà àwọn òbí mi.
Yeah, the volume is low.
Ọjọ́ ẹ̀yẹ àwọn òbí mi. What they always look forward to. Ọjọ́ tọ́mọ mi bá máa ṣègbéyàwó. Ọjọ́ tọ́mọ mi bá máa lọ síbi ọ̀hún. Ṣé o ní sáà?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tó bá jẹ́ pé parent ti kọ́ ọmọ ẹ̀ tọ́mọ ẹ̀jọ́ ọmọ tó gbẹ̀kọ́ dáadáa láti ilẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kò ní nígbà tó bá fẹ́ ṣe ìyàwó tó bàbá wa sọ fún ọmọ pé wọ́n máa wá sanwó orí ẹ̀. Màá ṣe ní àṣà ti ilẹ̀ wa. Ọmọ wa máa là ní bàbá ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. Bàbá ló máa fọmọ fọ́kọ. Ọmọ bá máa fi rẹ̀ fọ́kọ.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Bàbá ló máa fẹ́yàwó fọ́mọ. Ọmọ ló máa fẹ́yàwó fúnra rẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tó bá tẹ̀ lóbìnrin tó láìkẹ́ tó pé òbí ẹ̀ ló máa gba ìyàwó yẹn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Òun la ṣe máa ń ṣe handing over fún àwọn parents and family, not
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
only the groom.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣé wọ́n rí tábà wọ àṣà tàwọn Igbo?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Mo so love ẹ̀ báwọn ṣe máa ń ṣe.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Tó bá ṣe traditional wedding tiwọn, wọ́n máa ṣe tán, wọ́n máa fi ọmọ yẹn, wọ́n á fi fọ́kọ kó máa lọ́lé ọkọ ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n á sọ pé tó bá délé ọkọ ẹ̀ kọ́ lọ ṣe white wedding.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n ti fọmọ fọ́kọ rẹ̀ dí. Tó bá délé ọkọ ẹ̀ white wedding wọ́n á fi ṣe bí Thanksgiving. Kò dẹ̀ kí ń ṣe dandan.
Ẹ ṣeun.
Wọ́n lè ṣe pẹ́rẹ́ wọ́n lè máa ṣe traditional wedding yẹn gangan ní wedding.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn òbí wa a máa lọ sí wedding àwọn parents gan ló máa sọ fún wa wípé alága 30 minutes alága 1 hour.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
A ti wá di pé púpọ̀ àwọn bá a ṣe ń ṣe é sí just because we want to move with the trend, want to move with ẹgbẹ́ ajé bá ṣe ń jí bí bàbá ṣe ń jí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n fẹ́ máa bá wọn yí. Àwọn nǹkan kan wà tẹ́mi gbọ́jú bá nínú traditional wedding tí à ń ṣe.
À ń ṣe mọ́ o. À ń ṣe mọ́.
That's
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
just fine. To the glory of God, today is my wedding anniversary.
Yay! Congratulations!
So, and when I wanted to do my wedding 8 years ago, I insisted that mi ò ní ṣe wedding mi àti kìnní lọ́jọ́ kan náà. Traditional wedding is a wedding on its own. O ti ṣe registry lọ́jọ́ kan, mi ò ṣe lọ́jọ́ ọjọ́ ti reception. So I did my traditional wedding on a day, on a Friday. Lọ́tọ̀. Saturday mo lọ church wọ́n tún so mẹ́pọ̀ ó ti sísọ pẹ̀lẹ́ kejì abẹ́lẹ́ kẹta and then ṣe reception. Mo lọ́yẹ̀ ìsìn bá àwọn parents wọ́n ti wá traditional wedding yẹn bíi pé ẹ ṣáà jẹ́ ká kàn rọra ṣe.
Kó má dàbí pé àṣe rárá.
Kó má dàbí pé àṣe rárá. To the glory of God, èmi àti mọ̀mí Bisbam àṣìṣe ìṣẹ́kiri náà ni. Àṣìṣe yẹn. Ṣé mo báwo yẹn wá ṣe máa ń ṣe láyé àtijọ́ tó máa mú obìnrin àwọn àbúrò ìyàwó
bíi márùn-ún bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Báwo ni ẹ ṣe ṣe nìyẹn o? Sísá mi ti bá sọ fún mi pé alágàlẹ̀ ló ń gbowó àgbà owó ẹ bá bá òfin ẹ̀ ṣe gba owó ilẹ̀ tó máa múlẹ̀ wá náà gba owó kìíní kan and àwọn fámìlì ọkọ táwa tẹ̀lé lọ tó jẹ́ Yorùbá wọn ò complain.
torí kó jẹ́ òdì kejì bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Torí kó jẹ́ òdì kejì
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá jẹ́ pé ti Yorùbá ara wa
wọ́n máa complain bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Wọ́n ṣe complain and they spent tí mi bá ṣe ìgbọ́ tí mi bá gbàgbé they spent nothing less than 4 hours 30 minutes. Yes.
Wọ́n ò dẹ̀ mind. Ẹ ṣeun.
Wọ́n ò dẹ̀ mind. Wọ́n dẹ̀ don't want to complain.
Ẹ ṣeun.
So wọ́n bí òun ló wà. Let us value this thing.
Tí o bá.
Let us value.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Ẹ̀ka máa gbàgbé pàtó orí pálága fẹ́ gba owó.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Àwọn nǹkan tó that is the wedding then àwọn pastor wa náà kọ́ máa bá wa sọ fún wọn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Báwo ni pastor ṣe máa sọ wípé wọ́n ti ṣe traditional wedding wọn ò lè kiss.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Kí ló tún kù lẹ́yìn ìgbà yẹn?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n ti so wọ́n pọ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Some churches now àdúgbò àwọn churches kan tó pé without the traditional wedding they will tell you you cannot come to church.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So ìyẹn mo expect kí gbogbo àwọn man of God kọ́ bá wa
encourage ẹ ṣeun.
Without that there is nothing about joining church.
Thank you sis. Thank you so much. Very powerful contribution. We appreciate. Happy anniversary o. Ẹ̀mí tó ṣe 80 á ṣe 80 o. In Jesus name. Thank you, sis. God bless you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye. Bye. I'm trying to accept other people, but I don't know why. For some reason, ko wale. So, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to leave. Somebody said I've done a wedding that Iya Iyawo was busy serving guests when it was time to beg for one. Can you imagine? I knelt down in front of the empty chair singing, Daddy, Mommy, Emma, baby, for empty chair. Oh my God, I'm trying to. Alara, I don't know. I'm trying to. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Imagine that. Àìmọye yẹn tẹ̀ máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Tá máa pè yáyàwó, mọ́mí ẹ wá jókòó. Àsìkò tó fẹ́ tọrọ ọmọ ìyá máa lọ serve ọtí ló máa lọ serve drink. It's not supposed to be like that, ladies and gentlemen. It's so wrong. Our traditional wedding is very important. Let us make it so. And I think another thing that is causing this problem is kama it's good. Ó dá ká ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ níbi tá a bá ti ń ṣe kíní ìyóbọ̀ ká má sọ di just like a comedy scene. I think that's one of the reasons why they are not seeing it as a serious matter. Imagine, put life to it, but don't let us turn it to a comedy. When the other tribes, when they are doing traditional, you can see the seriousness. They are serious about it. They insist on what they want, and we need to please think about it. It's so important. Our traditional wedding is our traditional wedding. It's not a time for comedy. It's not a time to jest. It's not a time to waste away. It's not a time, and then we can enlighten people as well. Let them stop demonizing our stuff. They follow pray. They feel be pray. Kilo shele. You know, we need to think about these things naturally. Bible, one for vine, one for fruit, one for pray. Your children will surround the table, they will be like the vine that is planted by all these things. They are natural things that we use to pray. But having said that, let's do whatever we can to promote our culture and our tradition. Remember, it doesn't happen across other cultures. It is common among the Yoruba cultures. Let's think about it. Let's make sure that our culture does not go down the drain. It's so important, you know. It's so important that we sustain our culture and our tradition and to encourage our younger ones. Like my sister that just came into the show, Nala Galara said, it all depends on the parents. This is how I want it, mommy. This is how I want. I know it's about you, but we have to kind of let them understand from the beginning. And then sometimes, especially in this part of the world, some of our children, they don't take them to traditional wedding. And if they take them to traditional wedding, they don't tell them what they are doing. They should be and the fun. In fact, people want to do the choreography and the picture session, the video where they wear bathrobe and nice hair and picture is what they want to do. The main thing they forget is, may the Lord have mercy. Àṣàwà ò ní parẹ́. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa lórí ètò yìí, ó máa ń wuni ní gbogbo ọ̀sẹ̀ àti ẹ̀ ti kọjá táìmù wa rẹpẹtẹ. Ó máa ń wuni ní gbogbo ọ̀sẹ̀ wípé kí a jẹran pẹlẹnu. Àmọ́ ó ń fa ọ̀nà fún kò ń gbà wá láyè. Bàmọ́ síbẹ̀síbẹ̀ mo fẹ́ fàsìkò ìdúpẹ́ lọ́gbà àwọn tí wọ́n darapọ̀ mọ́ wa pátá lè ní mi ò lè dárúkọ tán ẹ ṣeun. Àwọn tó ń pè wá wọlé sórí aago, àwọn tó bá wa dá sétò, àwọn tí wọ́n béèrè ìbéèrè, àwọn tó bá wa dáhùn ìbéèrè, gbogbo apápátá ni mo kí ẹ ṣé ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà. Ó tún dọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run tá bá tún gbé gbàǹkangbì àkórí ètò míì wá sí orí ètò yìí gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe wa. Àmọ́ mo wá ń fi àsìkò yìí náà fi dúpẹ́ lọ́gbà àwọn agbátẹrù iléeṣẹ́ Chorus Dress and Laces ẹ ṣeun, iléeṣẹ́ yóò ní jóná wọ́n yẹn á máa ròkè. Iléeṣẹ́ Lizelle Fabrics all the way from Dallas, Texas, Celebration International Magazine ẹ ṣeun, First Race Global ẹ ṣeun. Iléeṣẹ́ Royal Vogues adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Gbogbo èèyàn jàǹkànjàǹkàn tẹ́ wá sórí ètò lónìí tẹ́ bá wa dá sétò tẹ́ bá wa fètò yìí ránṣẹ́ ẹ ṣeun, ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà àjọṣe wa ò ní bàjẹ́. Wọ́n á gbàdúrà lẹ́nu wípé èmi Olúwabùnmi aya Òṣìbẹ̀rẹ̀ mo tuntun ti ń lọ lílọ ni mò ń lọ yìí. Ogun ó lọ kò dé kò ní bá mi, ogun ó dé kò bá wọn kò ní bá yín lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Àlàáfíà ayọ̀ ìdùnnú tí màá fi yín lẹ̀ lẹ́nìí náà ni màá fi padà wá bá yín láyọ̀ àtàlàáfíà ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ lágbára lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Wọ́n á fi àsìkò yìí sọ fún gbogbo wa wípé láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o, mo ní láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. Ẹ̀yin ò ní forí gún èmi ò ní fẹsẹ̀ kọ o, mọ́tò yòówù ká lè wọ̀ kó ní forí sọ̀gì o. Láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé, láyọ̀ la ó máa pàdé o. See you next week, everybody, by the grace of God. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. God bless you. See you next week.
Traditional wedding. Ẹ̀bùn lóríṣiríṣi melodies away. Traditional wedding.
Thank you, everybody.
Kí lorúkọ ètò? Every Tuesday on Facebook, 6 p.m. UK time. Every Tuesday on Facebook, Eto Igbeyawo, tó fún mi lóye. Let's talk traditional wedding.
Thank you, everybody. See you next week.
Eto Igbeyawo, tó fún mi lóye.
Let's talk traditional wedding. See you next week by the special grace of God. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye.